Right now at 6:30, we are continuing to follow breaking news out of New Albany. We're glad you're joining us here on 10 TV News this morning. I'm Tracy Townsend. We know right now that at least one person is dead, 5 other people are injured. Here is a picture of the man police say they are looking for. This is Bruce Reginald Foster III. If you see him, you are urged to call police. The search for this suspect does continue. Again, on your screen, Bruce Reginald Foster III. 150 people were estimated to be working in this building in New Albany last night at the time of this shooting. If you have information, the number to call New Albany Police, 614-855-1234. We do have team coverage this morning of this tragic event. We'll start with Jay Plyburn, who's live at the scene, very active there right now. Jay.
It certainly is, Tracy. Good morning to you. KDC1, that is the site of the latest mass shooting making headlines this morning. Again, the person, Bruce Reginald Foster III, is believed to be the person who opened fire around 10:30 last night. That's who authorities are looking for at this hour. Let me move out of the way so you can see just how active this scene is right now as traffic starts to pick up through this area just north of 161 on Beach Road. That's where we're stationed right now. And as you can see, the sheriff's deputies have blocked off the entrance to that plant right now. Still many first responders there on scene, investigators covering the area right now, actively trying to find this man who they say opened fire around 10:30 last night. Now, they do say this appears to be a targeted incident, and they say there is no threat to the public, but again, we gotta stress here that you do want to avoid this area because this was an armed person just about 8 hours ago who opened fire here, according to authorities. Now, there was a gun recovered from the scene, but they haven't confirmed whether or not it was the gun actively used in that shooting last night. So again, avoid this area if at all possible. The person they're looking for, we want to drive this home. Bruce Reginald Foster III. We'll get his picture put on the screen there. Believed to be the person who opened fire last night, killing 1, injuring 5 others, all of whom have been taken to a hospital in the area, specifically Mount Carmel East. We'll hear from a reporter in that area in just a minute. Let's go ahead and bring in 10 TV's Kiara Lake. You've been out here for the past few hours covering this, and at one point we actually thought that they may have found the suspect at another business, or was it a home? You guys went to that location as well.
Yeah, so when we got there, we were right at the corner of Morris Road and Westerville, right at that intersection. There was just swarmed with police officers because from what we heard is that could have been a potential area that they were looking for this suspect. There were plenty of SWAT in the area, but quickly after that, they did clear it. So that turned out not to be the case that he was there, but you can just goes to show you how hard police are now looking for him right now, because we have a lot of devastated families when it comes to this situation.
And you have some more information on the suspect as well. Go ahead and tell us what we need to be looking for here.
Yeah, so what we learned from police right now is that he is 6 foot tall, 175 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. So if you know anything about him, police are now asking you to contact them if possible. Now, we know, like you said, they believe this was a targeted attack, but at this time, they don't have a motive for this situation, and right now it's not even confirmed if he was an employee at this location. So a lot to still connect the dots to of how this could have happened. But when it comes to those employees, we do know that 150 were actually moved from this location, right?
Yeah, at the time of the shooting last night, authorities say there were about 150 people actually working when this person opened fire. We heard from authorities a couple hours ago. Sounds like those employees were actually moved to a different building on this campus, KDC1 here in New Albany. They were taken from the area where the shooting happened, taken to another safe location on the campus here so they could be questioned, of course, getting witness statements and everything else to try and figure out what it was that led up to this incident, what it was that actually played out in there. We're told that folks are all safe at this hour, but again, 1 person dead, 5 injured. That suspect named as Bruce Reginald Foster III. That's who police are looking for at this hour. We're going to continue to update you as we get more information. We have a press conference coming up at 7:30, it sounds like.
Yes, we do have a press conference. So again, we will be there all throughout the morning, but also if you have any information, if Bruce looks familiar to you, or you know any locations where he could possibly be, police are asking you to contact them right now. And I do have that number. We got that. They're asking you to call them at 614-855-1234. Any information that could help these families right now who are just trying to make sense of what happened and bring this search to a closure. If you can help get that information to police. They want it as quickly as possible.
Get it to them as quickly as you can. All right, Kira, thank you for your reporting. Tracy, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Carla Rogner is over at Mount Carmel East, where we know the injured were getting treatment. Carla, what have you been able to get so far?
Yeah, Tracy, we did learn in the last hour that all 5 of the patients that were taken to the hospital are being treated here at the trauma center at Mount Carmel East. But the big question that we have this morning is exactly how they're doing. Police have not been able to share details on any of their conditions with us. We've had crews here since that shooting last night. We were able to hear from family members of 2 of the victims as they were coming here, but all they knew when we had spoken to them is that their loved ones had been shot. One of them is the brother-in-law of one of the victims. He tells us his brother-in-law is about 30 years old. He works overnights at the warehouse. The family got a call last night saying he'd been shot, so they rushed here to try to find out how he was doing. I did just reach out to him to see if he could share any update on his family member. Still waiting to hear back, but since then we haven't been able to speak with any more family members, so it's unclear again how those victims are doing. I know that they were hoping for some good news as they were heading into the hospital this morning to find out about their condition. There are some police officers waiting outside the hospital, Columbus police officers and New Albany police officers. We're hoping in that 7:30 press conference this morning that police are able to share some more information about how those victims are doing. Tracy.
All right, Carla. Thank you. Carla Rogner at Mount Carmel East right now. As we do get more information, we will update you with that updated info. Make sure you download our 10 TV News app. You can follow along with us on your phone and or your streaming device. We'll continue to monitor this breaking news situation out of New Albany this morning and throughout the day. It is 6:37. We're just pausing just for a minute because we do have to talk about the forecast. There is a weather alert, freezing rain coming our way.
And this will create some slick spots late tonight, especially for areas north of I-70, maybe a little bit higher in elevation. So bridges and overpasses, areas like that. And this will start between about 7 and 9 o'clock this evening. Just some light freezing rain, but we want you to be aware of it. So let's walk you through how all of this is going to play out. By 7:30 this evening, the purple on the map is that freezing rain that we are tracking. And then as we head towards 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, notice that south of I-70, temperatures get a lot warmer, so we flip over to all rain. And then as we head up to the north eventually, as we head past midnight, by 3 a.m., it is raining cats and dogs from Newark down to Lancaster, Chillicothe. Some very heavy downpours expected. And then it's all a memory as we head towards sunrise tomorrow as that moves on out of here. Couple 1/100ths of an inch of ice, that is it. So we're not expecting down trees, not expecting down power lines, but bridges and overpasses could have a light glaze of ice heading into tomorrow. 7-day forecast shows that heading into Saturday, we are looking at some rain starting off here in the morning, continuing through the afternoon, and then drier but cold for Sunday and Monday. Right now, Amy has a look at your time saver traffic.
6:39 is your time. We are still watching that police situation out in New Albany. Beach Road, both directions. Watch for crews still on scene there. The stretches between Innovation Way to Jug Street, not closed, but just be cautious as you're commuting through that stretch. This is just north of 161. Taking a live look at 161 right at that 62 exit. Upper right-hand camera shows things picking up, but not impacting anything on the interstate here this morning. Live looks otherwise across the metro looking good, but if a crash pops up, we'll let you know. Stay with us.
Hey, is this 3 minutes? 2:20. Oh, that's not 3. Okay. It's 6:42. We are continuing to follow breaking news out of New Albany this morning. There was a mass shooting there last night that started at about 10:30. We have team coverage for you. One person was killed, 5 others were injured. Carla Rogner is outside Mount Carmel East where the injured were taken. Carla.
Yeah, Tracy, here's what we know about the victim. We know that 5 of them were taken to Mount Carmel East. We don't know yet, though, how they're doing. Police haven't been able to share their condition with us. We also don't know if they're all employees at that warehouse. We do know that at least 2 of them were, because we did speak with the families as they were going in to check on their loved ones after they got that horrible call last night saying that their loved ones had been shot at work. We are hoping to hear at 7:30 this morning, when police do a press conference, how those victims are doing. We also are hoping to know, what was happening last night at the time of the shooting. Were they, working at the warehouse? Did they know the shooter? Exactly those circumstances are what the family was hoping to learn this morning, too. They knew about as much as we did. So, Tracy, we're hoping to get those details this morning.
All right, Carla, thank you so much for that. Again, just in case you are not aware, friends, Mount Carmel East does have a level 2 trauma center, so there are 24 hours of surgeons, this kind of emergency medical experts there to pay attention and take care of those who are injured, who come to that hospital, especially out of mass shooting situations like this. Unfortunately, we are reporting on this, but in the event that something like this happens, those experts there at Mount Carmel East are on hand 24 hours a day. We're going to continue to cover this, of course, for you. Get our app, the 10 TV app. You can also get 10 TV Plus for your streaming device. We're going to monitor this situation throughout the morning. We'll have that news conference when it happens. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick break.
You're watching 10 TV, recognized for the highest honor of the National Murrow Award for responsible journalism and breaking news. TV's Digital Broadcast Center is sponsored by Lindsay Honda.
6:46, welcome back. We're continuing to follow the breaking news out of New Albany. 1 person is dead and 5 other people injured out of a mass shooting that happened hours ago, specifically last night at about 10:30. Investigators say at least 100 people were inside the KDC-1 facility on Smith Mill Road North. Here's a map of where this happened, where this facility is. Jay Plyburn is there on the scene right now with the latest. Jay.
Tracy, good morning to you. Yeah, you said it. 1 dead, 5 injured. It all happened at the KDC-1 facility, which is right behind me here. We are just north of 161 off Beach Road. Not an area you want to come to right now, regardless of where your morning takes you. If you have to come through this area, you need to try and find a different route, because even though you see traffic flowing through here right now, this area was blocked off a little bit ago, and police do continue to look in this area for that suspect, named now as Bruce Reginald Foster III. That is who police say opened fire around 10:30 last night, killing 1 and injuring 5 others. Those victims taken to Mount Carmel East Hospital. We'll talk to a reporter in that area here in just a minute. Now, they do say this was a targeted attack and that there is no threat to the public, but again, this is a person that they're still trying to find. So we want you to be very careful. As they say there's no threat to the public, but they don't have him in custody right now. If you do know where he might be, or if you know him at all, if you know what might have led up to this incident, please call that number that we've been giving you all morning long so you can get that information to authorities, help them with this investigation. I want to bring in 10 TV's Kara Lake. She's also been following this throughout the morning. As a matter of fact, you were sent to a different location a few hours ago where they thought he might be. Are we now hearing that that might have been his home?
Yeah, so we think this might have been a previous address. That's what we learned from Columbus Police this morning. So when they went to that location, that was at the corner of Westerville and Morris Roads. It was behind Morris Shopping Center, that plaza right there. It was swarmed with police, but they quickly cleared that area within the matter of the half hour that we were there. So a lot still going on. It's still a very active search for him. So like you said, if you know where he is, police really want that information from you, because this situation here, very much a stark contrast to the white picket fences that we're seeing, knowing something so devastating happened right here behind us, and that all these families are still looking for answers.
I know you had some specifics on that suspect. What did police say he looks like as far as his description?
Yeah, so we do have his mugshot as well for you, or just a picture of him. Excuse me, I don't want to say mugshot, but right now we know that he is 6 foot tall. He is 175 pounds and also has brown hair and brown eyes. Again, we don't know at this time if he was actually an employee at this location. They're still working to determine that. They say that they believe this was targeted, but they don't have a motive for why this happened. So still just so many unknown answers, but we're still working to get all that information. Hopefully we get some of that cleared up. We know there's going to be a press conference at 7:30 this morning, but we also know when it comes to this situation, people are at work. This was actively a scene where people were just coming in doing their normal day-to-day.
Yeah, you got to figure this was a very scary situation for anybody who was working at the time. We heard from someone earlier who said not everyone working may have even heard the gunshots because it is such a big facility and there are different buildings on this campus behind us here. What we do know is there were about 150 people working at the time that the gunfire happened around 10:30 last night. Most of those people are safe. They've been moved to a facility behind us here where they've been questioned as witnesses, or at least the people who were there who witnessed what happened. They've been part of the investigation now. We've been discussing the terms of everything with the police and the sheriff's deputies on scene here. I want to give you that name again, Bruce Reginald Foster III, and you have the phone number that people can call if they have information?
I do. So you're asked to call the New Albany Police Department if you have any information. That number is 614-855-1234. So if you have any information that could help police in this search, they're still looking for him this morning.
Lots of questions unanswered this morning. We're going to stay with this throughout the morning. Like Kira mentioned, there's a press conference coming up in 30-40 minutes. We will be there for it and hope to have some more answers for you. In the meantime, Tracy, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Jay Plyburn, Kara Lake, thank you so much.